Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another pre-recorded session of Nat20Hot. We are thrilled that you've decided to join us whenever this may air. I think it's going to be on or around Thanksgiving, so if that is the case, thank you so much. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. Every day that I get to wake up and do things like this is an absolute true pleasure. And, we're just a group of friends that have a lot of fun together. We're not doing this for money. We do it for the children. And you can, as always, find a link in our Twitch and our website to our Extra Life team page where you can make a contribution to our team, which goes on to support children's hospitals across North America, funding critical and life-saving care for those who need it. But we just do it for each other, and it's a marvelous opportunity for me to get together with people that I really love every week and play a game. And it's a tremendous opportunity. We've been doing this for 2 years now. I couldn't have asked for it to go any better than it has been going. And we're just really thrilled that you would choose to join and spend this time with us. So, with that, enough of the mushy gushy. Into where did we leave off with
Bro,
Branwen and Lazer Hawk? As
close.
if you've been following along, you would know that a couple of weeks ago, our party, or rather weeks ago for these two, but days ago, our party decided to go their separate ways, deciding that there was enough to do across their various highly pressing issues for them to split up, sending Randy, Willem, and Dunk towards the Winter Court, where Randy would go off and find Valerian,
That's what he
whereas
did.
Branwen, well, we don't know that yet. This is before this. Well, Branwen went off to the material plane to keep tabs on Seraphel and make sure that things are going well over there, where 2 years have passed in the time that they've been away. Since returning to the material plane, she's reunited with Lazer Hawk, an old companion of the party when they were dealing with some troubles in Conway's Ferry, who had previously made a deal with a hag to bring back Buster Boy Wonder, his wonderful shepherd dog. Laserhawk and Branwen have been traveling together now for a couple of days. Branwen recruiting him into the fold in exchange for helping him defeat Ragnar Robert, the bastard son of Catastrophil. And defeat him they did as they ran through a couple of scenarios, tracing down the newly formed Phoenix, a rebirth from the ashes of the Cinderkin, and a criminal enterprise that had been defeated by the party much earlier in the campaign. And in addition to giving Bramwin away in an attempt to learn more information, Bramwin girl-bossed her way out of it, and they were able to track down Ragnar Robert at the Black Sun, an upscale tavern in the Merchants District of Trowwood, which has expanded quite a bit in the time that the party has been away. Having defeated Ragnar Robert, the bastard son of Catastrophil, Laserhawk did sign a contract to commit a nefarious act for the Phoenix, which they had been chasing him to do for some time and had instead given to Ragnar Robert, the bastard son of Catastrophil, to kill Thomas Blunt, the chieftain turned mayor of Trillwood. Though he has little intentions of doing that, they were able to finally fell Ragnar Robert, the bastard son of Catastrophil, and make off
Oh
out
no,
of the
not
Black
they,
Sun.
not they.
Yes, Randy. Sorry, Laserhawk. Um,
Oh,
and they made off with a peculiar contraption that Ragnar Robert, the bastard son of Catastrophil, had pulled out at the very end. A blunderbuss boomstick gun of
Desert
sorts.
Eagle.
A Desert Eagle, yes. Before racing off back to the Marigold Estate to flee the Black Sun's numerous guards. Now, several days have passed. Laserhawk brought to the near brink of death from his fight with Ragnar Robert, the bastard son of Catastrophil, and has required a handful of days to rest and recuperate from his injuries. So, Bramwing, you've had some time to kind of mill about town, and you can certainly understand that there is a fair amount of commotion in Trowwood around the events at the Black Sun. Word has also trickled back to Elray, who has suggested that you should probably decide to lay low, at least for the next couple of days, to let things blow over as the Town Watch investigate the murder of Ragnar Robert, the bastard son of Catastrophe. And in that time, you did also learn that Flicker has feigned innocence. And you can see that it has brought down a decent amount of heat down upon the Phoenix organization. So, about 2 weeks have passed since your initial return to the material plane, which you would know is about a full day's time in the Feywild. As a crisp Morning rises on the Marigold. You awake, unfortunately bleary eyed once more. Sleep has not come easy to you these past few nights. Each one a bit more tiresome than the last. When each day starts, you feel as though you've spent the entire night before tossing and turning, plagued by nightmares. Because of this, you have found yourself to be particularly drowsy the past few days. Not exhausted by any stretch, but certainly not your usual spry self. As you wake, you immediately reach for the note tucked into your traveling clothes, still able to recognize the name and gentle penmanship of Sina. Last night's terror was particularly haunting, as you found yourself face to face with her in your dream, her own face twisted in anger and anguish as she lashed out at you, the kind of verbal abuse that you were only ever used to receiving from your mother on previous occasions.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was not a good dream. Um, and you awoke in a cold sweat as her voice descended into that same twisted, dark, rabid, piece by piece, you will slip into me. Your heart's kind of pounding as you come down from the adrenaline high of your nightmare, and the hair on your back of your neck kind of standing on end. And you feel a bit paranoid. It At certain points, especially this morning and the past couple days, you've found distinguishing dreams from reality very challenging.
Um, I'm gonna take a second, and on the back side of my note from Cena, where I've written a different note, I'm also just gonna write a list of names, just in case.
Okay. What names are you writing?
I'm writing down. Well, Cena's already on there, but also Randy, Elray, Dunk, Willem, Colette, and Seabass.
Okay.
I can write all
Laserhawk.
those names down, right?
Yes, you write all those names
I
down,
guess
no
I'll write
problem.
Laser Hawk as well.
Okay.
Might as well.
Yes, you write all those names down, no problem. I wouldn't say that you've had any experience with like not remembering, like you haven't had an experience like you've had with Aliana to date, but you do have
That I
like
know.
that you know of, but you do have like pretty sudden lapses in like memory or focus. So a couple of times over the past couple of days, you've gone into town and you can't remember why. What
Oh
shop were
God.
you going to? You're just kind of you get into there, you walk under the gates, and it escapes you, and you end up just kind of walking around until you find something to do, which is how you've been able to pick up a decent amount of information about the events of the Black Sun. Laserhawk, you awake downstairs in a hammock that's been set up for you. Um, Much of the time that you spent at the estate has been in as much solitude as you can find. So you've been like waking up, grabbing something from the kitchen, black coffee, and heading out onto the porch and typically tending to your wounds yourself. So you'll check your stitches, clean your wounds, and effectively making sure that you are responsible for your own actions. Um,
I've definitely tried to heal him multiple times.
and he says no.
Badgers
However,
get consent.
exactly. Laserhawk, what you do notice is that Scott has not returned to the estate during the time that you have returned from the Black Sun.
Scott is
Who's
The
Scott?
guy. Did I get his name
I
right?
thought it was a different guy.
Morgan.
No, it's
Morgan,
Morgan.
yes. Scott is another person who is also at the estate, and I have paid no attention to since being back.
I was like, I
Morgan.
recognize that name. I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Oh my God, have we had crazy dreams and we forgot Scott?
Morgan
Um,
has not been back.
Morgan. I that's fine. I definitely take note of it, but I'm not gonna ask
Um,
around or anything.
but on this particular morning, you would say at your best that you've been in the past week or so, certainly at the height of your physical condition. Um, and you have also noted that Elray has been busy walking the grounds each morning. And he seems to be placing additional wards around the estate, and he has been particularly like cold towards you, but not necessarily like angry.
Hmm.
But yes, the
Am I
two of
like?
you inevitably meet, or rather, Branwen, you would descend downstairs and find Laserhawk in his traditional location in a rocking chair out on the porch.
Gonna heal you. I'm gonna heal you.
I'd rather you didn't.
Okay. um, where's Buster?
I think he's inside. Probably looking for some
And
table scraps.
he's
But
definitely an Irish wolfhound, right?
um,
I think he should be an Irish wolfhound.
I
oh
could,
yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's exactly what I was envisioning.
Yeah, Chris said shepherd, and I disagreed.
Okay.
It could be a shepherd, but Irish Wolfhound is that's it.
Those things are fucking love those dogs. They're my favorite dogs. I'm gonna go take a walk real quick. Same as usual.
Do you mind if I join you today?
You can. I'm gonna be sitting down and not saying anything for a solid 10 minutes at one point, but sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You
Did you
guys,
mess it all with that? Whatchamacallit? That
What?
the whatchamacallit? That the my brain wants to call it a gun for some reason, but I don't know what that is.
Oh no, I've just been kind of leaving it in the corner.
You should, I don't know, bring it with or something.
All right, and I go inside and I grab the blunderbuss and
okay.
take it
You
away.
mean the Desert Eagle?
It's definitely not a Desert Eagle.
It's probably the furthest thing from a desert eagle.
Glock?
It's not
Desert
a
Eagle is
Glock.
the
Thank
name of
you.
his wife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. That's why I want to call it a Desert Eagle because it's
Oh,
like it's
okay.
her gun, but then also it's like a Desert Eagle.
you can attempt to make an investigation check upon it if you would like to do so.
uh, 4.
Yeah, to the best of your knowledge, it's certainly unlike anything that you've ever seen. You find it quite cumbersome, and you also don't have any means of operating it. Like you kind of grabbed the weapon off of Ragnarok, the bastards on the catastrophe as you fled the scene, and don't really have any understanding or knowledge of how to leverage this thing. And to you, just kind of feels like a big hunk of crude metal and wood.
Could probably use it as a pretty good bashing stick.
Probably could be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'll bring it with. I'll do some. I'll check
Yeah.
it out while you're doing your 10-minute whatever.
Okay.
Brent, when you approach the edge of the property, um, and yeah, the
All right.
opportunity is yours.
I'm gonna find a nice little spot, sit down, have myself a little scry.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit opposite of Branwen, and just tinker with the gun more than before.
Okay. You can make a investigation check with advantage, given that Seraphel rolled a nat one. Um,
Good for her.
yeah.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay. So we'll start with Laserhawk. As you kind of you turn the device over in your hand, it's very intricately made. Based on your travels throughout the realm, you would understand that it's very likely crafted by sorry, not a gnome, a dwarvish enclave in Cottadine, the dwarvish capital. You understand that they were some of the people to discover the first uses of Celesite in on the material plane and have been like world renowned as being very reclusive, very expensive, and very good at what they do. And this is certainly something that you've never seen before in your lifetime. You get the sense that it operates off of some kind of powder, and there are a lot of interlocking gears that propel the mechanism further down um, and create quite a bit of smoke on the production of the projectile. You also get the sense that it's still rather crude. That while it is an expertly crafted device, it is not their best work by any stretch of the imagination of what you've seen.
Okay.
Branwen, as you let the me song play in the back of your mind, and your eyes kind of glaze over, Laserhawk, you see her eyes kind of flash a pale white, and her pupils dilate and then start to kind of disappear behind the white, while she sits there. And Branwen, you find yourself again in an auburn wood. Um, the leaves crunching underfoot, and the raven-haired sentinel stands ahead of you, and she kind of pauses, turns around, and make a perception check.
Right. I think I have, like, for the past, like, however long it's been, I have been scrying on her twice a day, but I have not said anything for a while.
Okay.
Just creeping. Perception is a 16.
Yes, you are able to discern that this is not terribly far from you at all. Uh,
Oh shit.
and that she is in a part of the Watham Wood that you've become accustomed to walking, uh, especially while being back at the estate.
Oh,
And she does not acknowledge your presence, though.
I'm just gonna follow her and step in all the little crunchy leaves in my little, I don't know, astral projection. So,
Yeah, so it makes no noise, so she doesn't really. It's not an annoyance or anything of
damn
that.
it.
Um, but she's clearly walking around. You can tell from your perception check that she is certainly looking for something. But she looks, you know, she doesn't look any different or beyond anything you've noticed over the past 2 weeks. As
All
you
right.
get the sense that she's become quite used to your daily presence.
um, what you looking for?
You know exactly what I seek.
Do I
Yes,
think you're close to it?
I don't know.
Do you know what all where you're going?
I'll walk this entire continent if I have to.
You have wings, don't you?
Yes, but I can't see from the sky through the trees.
Why did you never try to do anything differently?
She stops for a moment and finally acknowledges, kind of turns towards you. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
You hated all the things that they made you do, but you're just doing the same exact things.
I didn't hate all of them. You don't think I don't know what I've done? The horrors that I've wrought? I'm not better than them. And she approaches as close as she can to the place where she feels your presence. But again, you sense that she looks past you, not around you, rather than knowing exactly where you are. I'm not better than them, but I'm the only chance you have. You think that bumbling oaf that you roam around with could fathom what it means to do what I have had to do, what I will do? I do what I do because I know I have what it takes. Because I'm the only one capable of doing what needs to be done, as I always have. Why haven't I done anything differently? Because it's what has to be done. I carry the weight of my crimes daily, and I've carried them for 1,000 years. What does your friend have to say for their decisions? That they were just? What do you have to say for yours? You think you're better than me? How did you convince that pathetic blonde to take you up? Everything is manipulation. Just because you paint it with red hair and a kind smile. Call it flirting. Doesn't make you any better than me. She'll turn and continue to walk.
I think I'll just let her be angry and still just continue to follow her.
Okay.
It's gonna be so funny if like she turns a corner and then Steve's sitting there. She'll be
No,
laughing
it's
like,
still
oh
you
shit.
have a general sense of where she is. It would take you an hour or so to get there.
Oh.
But like she's not like, on top of you by any stretch of the imagination.
All right.
And you let the spell's
Oh.
power wane, unless you have something else to say to her.
What can I drop on her right before the spell ends? Try to do the Jason Bourne. Get some sleep. You look tired.
I hate
Yeah,
those
I'll leave it
movies.
at
I
that.
hate
Oh
those
no, it's a
movies.
great scene.
I
Yeah, no.
My dad loves those movies. I had to watch them so much as a kid. I just completely blocked them out of my mind.
No, there's this one really great time where he's like talking on the phone to like the director of the CIA or something. I don't really know what her job was anymore. But like she doesn't know that she's being watched by him and he just ends their phone call with get some sleep. You look tired and then she freaks out. It's such a good scene. Yeah, no, I'll just leave her with that.
Okay. You snap back to reality and you see your companion kind of poring over
Pointing a
the
gun at my face.
intricate design of the weapon.
Dude, she is so close to us right now. That's crazy.
How close is she?
Like an hour walk that way.
Is this someone who you'd want to go see in person?
You've met her.
Yeah, I don't know how things are for you guys now. Y'all been talking every day.
Not really. Could be funny. Should we go say hi? Seems like a
Uh,
terrible idea. It'd
look,
be kind of funny.
you did some things for me that I um never would have asked you to do, and I don't really understand why you did. Um, so, any whatever you think, I'm there. Yeah.
Well, Ellery's walking these woods, checking on wards. Why don't we just do a peeky perimeter, get you out of the house?
Yeah, I might like that.
We run into her, run into her.
Yeah. We gotta go get Buster though, quick.
Oh, we should go get Maple. Maple could use some time outside. Let's go get Maple and Buster.
The animals.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. You go back to the estate and retrieve your animal traveling companions, and just start doing a walk about the grounds.
I'm gonna go vaguely in the direction that I knew Seraphel was, just because it'd be fun.
Okay.
I'm following close behind.
Right. Yeah, you walk for a bit. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary or really ever catch her
I also grab a
trail.
bunch of snacks. We got grab a bunch of snacks.
Yeah, you don't really ever catch up on her trail. Um, but you or really ever find evidence that she was that close. Um, but you do have a nice walk about the woods, and the animals are clearly starting to bond with one another, despite their dramatic size and special differences. Um, but yeah,
Is Buster doing that dog thing where he's like,
yeah, like like sometimes Eliana will go up to Laserhawk and say, "Hey, tell your dog I said."
I'm gonna steal that.
Oh, I stole it from somebody on Twitter, I think.
Don't you dog, I said. Oh, I'm gonna do that to my dog when I get home. Okay. Hey, Laserhawk, do you think those Phoenix people are looking for us? Slash, want to kill us?
um, I feel like if they were actively looking for us, they would have found us by now. Want to kill us? Most definitely, or at least me.
I mean, this place is very warded. But do you
It's
think that
warded.
there's a
I'm sure.
reason why they'd try to attack or anything?
Kind of seems like they're dealing with their own shit right now.
Okay.
But that won't last forever. I'm sure once this blows over, they'll try to find
Um,
us.
speaking of, don't you have to kill a guy?
Yeah, they made me sign a thing in blood saying that I'll kill Thomas Blunt. I'm not gonna do that.
What kind of deal was that? It
Some
sounds
kind
pretty
of blood oath,
binding.
something,
Oh,
something. My life is forfeit.
all right.
I'd like to see him try.
I mean, if you do have to kill a guy, I can help with that, but not in the killing part, in the after the killing part.
I have no intention of killing Thomas Blunt.
Okay, but you do realize you might have to, depending on the nature of this deal, right?
It didn't seem to be magical in any way. It just seemed like they were gonna kill me or try to if I didn't do it. Right, Chris? That's what it
Um,
did. It seem magical in any way?
you can make an Arcana check retroactively if you want.
Okay. Um. Oh dang.
Oh
Uh,
God, I have to kill this guy.
17.
It felt very magical. Your blood glowed when it hit the contract. Uh, you definitely did not take the time to read it by any stretch of the imagination. You just wanted to confront your arch nemesis.
Now that you say that, I mean, if you say it's no problem and it's not magical, then I guess we don't have anything to worry about.
No, on second thought, I think it was pretty magical. um.
Okay, okay. I mean, there's a definite way around this.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is you make him dead, and then we make him not dead.
Yeah. That sounds pretty easy.
Okay, okay, okay. Um,
Again, I'd rather not kill the mayor of the town if I can get
I think
around
you
it.
might
But
have to, dude.
do you know anything about this guy? Is he a good mayor?
Um, a
I guess I
remembering
would know
check for
more.
Steph. Yeah, actually, you would know more.
Yeah, you would know that Thomas Blunt is, or rather was, well respected, but always considered, and Brainman, you would remember this as well. He was always considered too young, too naive for the role. He inherited early after his mother died, and like the government of Troy has evolved over the course of the last 2 years, as it used to just be like a small chiefdom, and now he's more like a regent mayor type function. Like he's a fully functioning head of state. Um, but the city of Sherwood has grown and developed so quickly over the past 2 years that he has a lot of competing interests, and that he's been rather reclusive over the past like 8 months or so since the sickness hit the town. But you've met him. He shook your hand when you delivered Marcus Blackwood to be delivered for his trial.
So, yes, mayor, yes, good mayor, no good mayor. We kill him,
He's
then
a
bring him
he's a
back.
perfectly decent guy, threatened from a lot of sides. He's
Okay.
not a bad mayor, but he's also not a good mayor.
I don't like to get my hands dirty in things I don't need to, but
I think you need to, dude.
yeah, it doesn't seem like I have too much of a choice. Listen, you don't have to come along for this if you don't want to. I've I appreciate what you've done, but I don't. You don't need to keep doing things for me. I don't really understand why you keep doing things.
What else am I supposed to do?
I don't know. It seems like you're here for a bigger reason than I am.
I mean, my reason of being here is to spy on someone that really, really wants to kill me.
So you're gonna help me kill the mayor of this town just because you got nothing better to do?
I mean, well, now that you're putting it that way, I just want to help out, okay?
All right. Uh, all right. And he like looks confused and like turns around and starts heading back.
I'm making this man flummox.
Okay.
My
You
weird grandpa.
how old is Laserhawk?
Laserhawk is in his early 40s.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm so much older than you.
So similar age as Randy. Got it. Uh,
Randy is older. He's in his 50s,
yeah.
like late 50s.
Okay. Got
But
it.
yeah,
Uh,
they're both older men.
Oh, you could be my son.
so you
No.
start making your way back. Laserhawk, you trail behind Branwen a bit, um, and make an investigation check.
Nat
I would
20.
not make it on America's Next Top Model with that walk.
Okay.
That's what the investigation gets.
Got it. No, Laserhawk, as you're walking along, like your typical alert self, making sure that there's nothing unseemly happening around you, and you're so attuned to the space around you that you hear this kind of faint murmuring. It's almost like a hum that drifts into a murmur, um, like the muttering of words that are just distant enough that you can't hear them, and then fading into a faint, distant tune. And you start to kind of catch up to Warren Brandman, and you find that she's the one very absent-mindedly making these noises.
Um, as I like catch up to her and I hear her making noises, I'm going to like slow down again and just try to like make out what exactly she's saying or singing.
Make an investigation check.
Oof, not as good. 7.
You try to like keep a good pace to get close enough to hear the leaves crunching underfoot. It's so soft and faint you might not even notice it to begin with. But even the words that you do catch don't seem to be in any language you understand.
I'm speaking in tongues?
Okay. I will kind of like walk up beside Branwen and look at her face quick. Does she look okay?
You've noticed over the past couple of days, she definitely looks very tired. She's developed some pretty significant bags under her eyes. Um, she's paler than usual. but outside of the murmur. And as you approach and kind of look at her, she looks over at you as though she hadn't been doing it at all.
And she stops.
Yep.
What were you saying there?
Bramlin, you have no recollection of what he's asking you.
Nothing?
You were talking in a language that I did not understand. Very, very low lag.
I don't think I was.
No, you were. I heard you.
Insight check. Okay. What was I saying? What
Some,
language was it?
Yeah, would I know?
You would not.
I don't know.
Okay. Yep, that's probably fine. That's probably fine. There's
Hey,
probably nothing to worry about, right?
hmm,
I get in front of Branwen again. I like stop her as we're walking. I look her in the eyes and I go,
are you good?
Yeah.
Insight check.
Bramlin, you can roll deception or persuasion to attempt to convince him.
doesn't matter. I got a 5 unless you roll really bad.
Damn. That's a 2, but I have such a good score on both of those that it beats.
Yeah, yeah. Laserhawk, as you kind of stare into her eye, attempt to glean anything from her, she seems all fine.
Right. All right. Well, let's go kill the mayor.
We're doing that right now?
I mean, I don't really see any point in delaying the inevitable.
Oh man. Okay. Okay. Do we have any kind of plan to do this?
No. I'm all ears if you got one. Or I guess you could,
Um.
wait till tomorrow or something.
Yeah. Maybe let's wait till tomorrow. Maybe we could ask Ellery about it. See if he's got any
Ask
pointers on
El
how to
Rey
kill
if
the
he's
mayor.
got any ideas on how to kill the mayor of his own town. You think he'd really be on board for us doing that?
Well, it's not going to be permanent. He's going to get better.
Knowing El Rey, you don't think he'd have a single thing to say about that?
I mean, I think he would be a decent sounding board on how stupid we're about to be. Plus, maybe he knows some things about deals and maybe there's a way out of it. He's a really smart dude.
Fair enough. I'd rather not do it if there's a loophole or some way I can get out of it. So,
Exactly.
all right, well, we'll ask El Rey.
Sick. All right.
All right. You all return to the Marigold Estate and don't find that Elray is not currently present at the estate this particular afternoon. As you know, that he tends to have to go into town for his literal day job. Um, are you just going to hang out there, or do you have other plans you'd like to work through for the day prior to?
Um, I mean, my other plan's not gonna. I'll probably, unless I want to scry right now again. Yeah, sure. Well, I'll send a quick message to Cena that she definitely won't answer.
You do not receive a response.
Son of a beans. Um, yeah, I guess I'll find a nice little quiet area and hop a squat,
Okay.
hold a feather.
You're back out into the woods again. Do you wait at all? Like you came. Basically, I would say by the time that you guys came back.
I definitely wait a couple hours, like so
Okay.
it's nice and like kind of evening.
Okay. Got it.
Actually, no. I'll keep this until nightfall. Little
All right.
campfire.
All right.
I will join her.
Okay. As you cast the spell, she has to do her save. Dice tray. Okay.
You need a new dice tray? That's crazy. I can make one.
She fails.
God, that's
And
crazy.
because she's a minus 16. As you cast the spell, you find that everything is a bit blurry in motion. She is flying. And as the spell is cast, she like freezes for a second. Um, and she makes like a quick like snap over her shoulder. She like flays her wings out to like basically hit the speed brakes. Make an investigation check.
That's a 12.
She looks frantic, especially in comparison to the time that you started watching her this morning. Um, and she kind of immediately rears around and plummets to the earth. And she's flying at an absurd speed until finally, Laserhawk, you are the first to hear it as boots
Oh
hit the
shit!
dirt. Um, and Branwen, you kind of like you shake yourself out of the spell because you can tell that she is on you. And you both watch as she like approaches. Her black hair is like fraying at the edges, and she looks weird. I have walked this wood for 2 weeks now. I know you know where it is, and she's immediately on you, Branwen, like hand around your throat, lifting you up. I
I
know.
immediately train my crossbow on her, but yeah.
I know you know where it is. Tell me, do not do that thing again. As she turns towards you, Laserhawk, and she's, if I can't finish you off, I can wait. What's wrong with you?
What?
She loosens her grip.
I'm suffocating.
She loosens her grip, and then suddenly, like her hand becomes very gentle, and she like lifts your chin up, and just stares deeply into your eyes. Like basically, she
I'm
angles
just
you
gonna
up, like,
awkwardly back away.
and she like clasps you on your back to make sure that you can't move. As you're standing there, stop moving. She holds your
Freaking
face
out.
steady to look at you, and you notice a faint glow extend from the gemstone embedded in the crest of her helmet. Fucking perfect. How about the nightmares, Branwen?
What nightmares?
She grimaces as she looks into your eyes, almost past them. Who have you spoken to? Do you sleep with anyone? Are you humming yet?
What would it mean if she was humming?
Do you sleep with him?
No.
No.
But you do travel together.
Mostly in one place.
She lifts her sword and kind of points it at him while still holding your chin. Like, it's absurd how gentle she's being with you in comparison to how frequently she attempts to kill you. And she levels her sword at Laserhawk. Has she hummed around you?
I look at what's Branwen's face looking like?
A little confused in general.
I look back at Seraphel and I go, no.
Make a deception check.
This isn't gonna go well for you. He's gonna get stabbed just a little.
7.
She rolled so poorly. Fine. Leave
What
us.
would that mean?
Leave us.
No, he stays.
No, he leaves unless you want him to die a most gruesome death, and not by me.
What?
You heard what I said.
I ain't leaving.
Do not fear death.
Not so much.
Make a deception check.
But I don't fear death.
Make a deception check to yourself?
I don't know, man. I've gotten
Okay.
pretty close.
He did almost die like yesterday.
She looks at you
Hitting
kind of
like 2 weeks
up and
ago.
down. She goes, all men lie eventually, even to themselves. She's a walking time bomb. Unless you want to share the horrors that she does, I suggest you give us space. You have my word I'll do her no harm. Go back to the house. I know it's around here somewhere, even if I can't see it.
And how am I to
Insight
trip
check.
over
Is
it?
he actually gonna kill me?
Make an insight check.
Oh my god, that's 22.
No, she seems very genuine.
Oh shit, she's not gonna kill me.
Yeah, I look at Branwen and I go,
Dude, what should I do?
Stay close, I guess.
And I walk away, but not that far.
Okay. Are you attempting to
close
stay
enough
with her?
where I could like hear a scream or something if something went wrong.
Okay, but you're not attempting to listen in on the
Sound
conversation.
of my head hitting the ground as it's separated from my body.
I am with Buster, so I'm just going to kind of tell Buster to let me know if he hears anything
Okay.
crazy.
All right.
And he's
So
got hearing.
you leave the clearing and head back in the general direction of the house and kind of leave Buster on the side of the glade. Um, she continues to kind of cup and lift up your chin, but then grabs it a little bit more, not harshly. It's a firm grip, but it's still like not her usual vice. Um, you're quite sure if I kill you, you just come back. It's a simple
Maybe?
question. Answer it.
Yes.
Fuck all. Fine, this will hurt a lot. Unless you want him
What?
to come running back in here, don't scream.
What?
And she places a thumb upon your forehead. And you can see the gemstones start to glow again, and then tendrils of shadow start to kind of pull around her eyes. Um, and she starts chanting in a language that you do not understand. Um, and as she does so, her thumb glows. You've seen a lot of radiant light in your time working with Randy. Hers is different somehow. It feels like it kind of flickers in and out. It doesn't have the same strength that you've become familiar to know with Randy's. And as the light picks up and starts to glow and basically like bathe your head in what immediately feels like quite warm, make a constitution saving throw.
Rutro Reggie. Alright. That is a 12.
Okay. And she will roll as well. You do scream a little bit. Like it is like white hot iron basically being like held against your forehead, and your temples, as like her hand kind of like wraps around your head. Um, it is Randy, make a perception check for Buster.
A Buster check!
Buster's got a 15.
Okay. As you start to scream, Seraphel takes her
Oh,
other.
sorry, 19. 19.
Okay, even yeah. As you start to scream, Seraphel takes her other hand and clamps it over your mouth. And so, like Buster, like you hear a bark at the edge of the glade, but given that you're now relatively silent, he does not progress. And you also feel, as you kind of like look up with frantic eyes, you can see that she is in a great deal of pain as well. And after a few moments of this, she pulls away. Fuck! And she kind of like rubs her own head and like basically like her hand instinctively like goes up to the gemstone and like holds her hand up against it for a moment, then looks at you, and for the first time in 2 weeks, really even longer, your mind feels quiet.
What did you just do?
It's a reprieve. It's not a. You should think more clearly.
Did you just take it?
No, I didn't take it. It's something I learned a long time ago. It is a strain. It will. It does. It comes with some side effects, but they should wear off in a day or so when the terrors come back. She starts to kind of like pace around the glade. Um, and you can interpret what she just said as meaning you have disadvantage on insight, arcana, and investigation checks for the next 24 hours. Yeah. Um, she looks back over at you and kind of like looks you up and down very quizzically. How long have they been happening? Don't lie
What
to me. I'll know.
specifically?
The terrors, the nightmares.
While?
So, when did they start? What caused them to start?
What caused them to start? I think you know what caused them to start.
I don't actually.
I started having the first one was maybe a couple weeks ago.
When when did you see it? Or did
When
someone
did I
hum
see it?
did someone hum around you? What started it? Was it a person? Or did you see something?
Saw something.
Fuck.
Why do you care?
Does anyone else in your little party have it?
I don't know.
Make a deception check.
And that's about as
Um,
bad as I can get.
she approaches you not menacingly, but definitely there's an air of foreboding around her. She approaches you within centimeters, looks down at you, and again lifts your chin up. Don't lie to me. I can tell that you're bad at it.
I'm usually very good at it.
All the same, do any of your friends have it?
Yes.
And you can't die.
As far as I can tell.
Then I mean it. You should find some place good and lonely and get ready to die. You're a threat to all of them. You don't
Okay,
sleep
how
with
do I
it?
stop it?
You
No.
you don't.
No.
I wish there was a better answer for you. Actually, I don't. You've been an annoyance every step of the way. But it is not a fate I would wish even on my own worst enemies.
How do I? There's got to be some way to stop it.
You don't. He is a
Okay, so
consumer
it's
of worlds. It wreaks havoc and destroys everything in its path. It relishes it. And you're in it now.
so he's a god,
Worse.
Double God.
double two gods,
Mega God.
three gods.
She places a hand on your shoulder and kind of guides you down toward a stump.
Oh, come on, really?
I'm asking you to sit. Is that such a big deal?
Oh, I thought you were gonna put my neck on it and chop my head off.
For all intents and purposes, you've told me that you can't die, and you are bad at lying. I can tell that you're at least you are convinced that you can't die. And if you truly do inherit a role that Alari held, I'm inclined to believe you. She always
Bless you.
sneezes.
Oh my God, Seraphel has allergies.
It's just fucking
Seraphel
plain.
has a fever.
It's just fucking plain. It's not very bad. Pollen.
Look at the puppy. The puppy, even though it's funny.
Hi, night boy.
Oh, look at Night Boy. Oh, it's okay.
Sit.
It's sitting.
She joins
It
you.
is a god, right?
It's
It's
not.
a huge stump.
It's no. She like sits on a fallen tree near you,
Okay.
and she actually removes her helmet and kind of like pulls her hair back and sits down.
But it is a god, right?
It's
Something like it.
something like it. It was originally drawn to the crystal collisions of the conversions. Millions of people dying at once, like blood in the water for what do they call them?
Sharks?
Chunks. Chunks.
You don't know what it is?
No, they're fairly new. I've been gone for 8 centuries.
They're actually very, very old.
Not here, they're not. Listen,
Okay, so
go ahead.
theoretically, say I know somebody that knows how to kill gods.
I do my that be.
Oh my god. Can you teach me how to kill a god?
No, I can't teach you how to kill a god.
Yeah. Why not? Aside from me
She
being really, really
unclicks
terrible at fighting in general.
her sword and drops it on the ground. And even starts to kind of like mess with some of the pieces of armor to pull them off. Why do you keep following me, really? You're not a threat, but you seem intent to know my every move. Are you sending your companions after me?
Kind of slightly the opposite. I'm trying to not send companions after you.
She's like struggling with a particular piece and stops. Why?
Three of them are hell bent on killing you.
Figures. Eventually, this is all going to come to blows. Is this what it is? You wear me
Does it
down?
have to come to blows?
I expect it will. Are you attempting to lure me into some kind of false sense of security? I know manipulative people, Branwen. And if the three of your companions want to kill me, why don't you?
Well, A, I can't. I'm probably the least capable of killing you out of all of us. And what if you have a point?
She's fiddling with the final straps on her breastplate now. What reason have I
Want to
given you?
figure out what that point is?
What reason have I
What
given
if
you
you're doing
to trust me?
what?
What reason have I given you to trust me or to show any restraint at all, any patience? How else am I supposed to see this other than some calculated means to gain the upper hand?
What if there's not an upper hand to be gained, though? What if we're both working toward the same thing,
I doubt
just
that
in
very
extremely different ways?
much. I doubt that very much. She finally removes the last piece of armor and kind of sets it down and leans back and kind of slumps onto the dirt. Crosses her arms. For the first time, you see this kind of childlike side of her, where she make an insight check, and you do so at disadvantage.
Oh, oh man. Oh, the second one was so good. The first one wasn't. That's 13.
It's enough to you're getting this impression this is like a kid that never grew up, like was only ever told one thing and was told that she was the best at it, and that is you're just seeing that the crestfallen child who's hitting a brick wall.
Oh, little guy. What if we both want the same thing
You want to
in
kill a
the long
god?
run? Well, yeah, kind of.
Why?
Actually, yeah, no, I do.
It's not a god. He's not a god. He's.
Well, whatever he is.
You don't want what I want. If you had,
What do you
you.
want?
I want my vengeance. I want.
Revengeance?
I said I want my vengeance.
Oh, I thought you said I want revengeance.
I want the
I
people
do
of
ask
the.
for that.
Shut the fuck up. I want the people of this world to not have to live another century with those that would abandon them, with those that would use them to retain some paltry dominion. And I know you think my methods are wrong, but I would stop at nothing. Because the reality of the situation is you have to do what must be done. And it's the only way it will be done. She leans in closer to you now. You know what I'm looking for. And you know where it is.
What happens when you get there, though? What are you going to do? And what is that going to mean for the rest of us
I'm going to
who
do what
aren't super powerful, winged, God killing angel things?
I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to kill every last one of them. And when they're all dead, New World Order.
What if there's not a world left? How do you. Is it going to be worth it if nobody can see what you're trying to make?
What makes you think that everyone has to die?
We've been told that
By who?
you somebody extremely, extremely smart.
And they told you what?
That you're not trying to destroy the world, but you will.
If I have to.
I'd really appreciate it if you didn't.
Then tell me what I need to know.
What could I possibly know?
You know what you know.
You want assurances that you're not going to do something crazy that puts the rest of us at risk.
What is it you think I'm going to do?
It's more of what will happen because of what you're trying to do, whether you want it to or not.
What?
Say you
How?
try to, what are you trying to do? Destroy the world tree? Is that it?
Fuck no. Why would I do that?
Why would you do that?
Nobody would do that. That's destroying.
What are you trying to do? Because
I'm trying
honestly,
to kill the Pantheon. It's as simple as that. I
why do you
want
need
my
to get to the
revenge.
world tree to do that?
It's the only way to get to the celestial plane. Listen to me, Bran. You're smart. Smarter than I gave you credit for. Everything you know in that precious book, stupid fucking robot. Zephyron appreciated our legend more than he appreciated the truth. So he printed the legend. Our gods, your gods. What the fuck is Randy? Randy's god.
Andy,
They all
it kind of sucks, by
seized
the way.
the moment when Goy arrived. With the Prime Pantheon distracted, they created us. Perfect specimens, blessed with almighty power, to find and to kill the rest. Your gods are betrayers. They slayed the ones with any real power by our hand. We were soldiers, damn good ones. We took advantage of the chaos that he wrought and killed them all. Almost all of them. There were no convergence wars. We brought the war. We created it. It was all a fabrication. And like good dogs, when the time came, we hunted for him as well, to put the finishing touch on their dominion. She kind of looks away and she pulls her knees close to her chest and kind of sits there for a moment. But he was impossible to kill. Even we knew that. We were plagued by the nightmares too. I know what you're going through. He would leap from world to world and blot out the stars. He had plagued the populace with terrors until they turned into him, subservient to him. Weapons in a conquest he didn't care about. When he had his fun, he snuffed them all out.
Can I give myself bardic inspiration to make a blanket insight check about all of this?
Sure.
Chris, you motherfucker. You son of a bitch. First one was a nat 20, the second one was an 18.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 22.
She is telling the story as she knows it.
No, it's
And you can see her voice hitches every now and then. It's it's traumatic to relive it. She looks up at you. So, I'm sorry that you were dealing with it. But the world tree is what keeps it all together. What we did and what we had to do, we got it done. It keeps everything stitched together, and it keeps Goy out. Whatever you found, nothing but a piece of him.
I mean, Randy banished it back to wherever it came from.
Where did you find it?
Down beneath Old Hallow.
Old Hallow?
Autumn.
These things are
This
all
means nothing to me.
fairly new.
And the buried ruins of an ancient civilization.
What civilization?
The Lobes?
Fucking hell! Oh my god. They... Fucking course. What, one of them bring it back from one of their expeditions?
I think actually, yeah.
Fucking twats. Whatever you found down there is a fragment of it. He traverses through your nightmares and pulls your mind apart. Whatever was down there was just the end product of his puppets. You can't even fathom what it's like to fight the real thing. But you're marked now, Bren. Even I can only offer a brief respite.
If you were marked as well, how did you get rid of it?
She holds up the helmet and kind of waves it around. Alari's creation. She made something for all of us that kept it at bay. Helped us keep the pieces together.
So Alari had one of those.
She made some stupid fucking crown for herself.
So if one of us had one of those crowns, we would be safe.
You'll have a nightmare or two, but he can never overtake you.
Good to know. Good to know.
And then she kind
If we
of
can find.
she lurches forward. This is what I'm talking about. You I'm gonna level with you, Brandon. She points to her arm. Obviously, I don't see you as a threat. But at the same time, I've made myself vulnerable here. You're a danger to anyone and everyone around you at this point. You could find yourself someplace very far away and die a very painful death. But at the very least, you wouldn't spread it to anyone else. Unless she kind of saddles over to you. Is now like side by side with you on the stump. At this point, because she's on the ground and you're on the stump, she's kind of eye level with you now.
He's so tall.
Yeah. You alone understand what I'm trying to do here. You know exactly what I need. What's stopping you from helping me? Are you so set in your ways that you cannot see the forest from the trees? There's something larger than you, than me, than everyone here. They don't matter, Bren. Not as long as
Maybe to you.
but even to you. Every generation afterwards will succumb to the same. As long as the betrayers are allowed to live, they are trapped here. It's a prison. They were made to die, lambs for slaughter. I would know. I was the one that killed them. And while we went off and brought them good fortune and gifted them magic and taught them how to live and how to be and what it means to be good. We lost sight of ourselves. Sorry, no. They lost sight of themselves and forgot what we were here to do. So I was the only one around who listened, who saw, who heard nothing, who saw nothing, who finally saw that we were alone in the universe. The kingdom of heaven is nothing but empty thrones. If they are allowed to persist, then the people here will leave lives unfulfilled. Your people are fortunate, Branwen. They don't die. The rest of them all do. And do you know what's waiting for them on the other side? Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. There is no kingdom of heaven. I've delivered people there myself. So until we do something about it, their lives don't matter. They are, at best, a handful of centuries, sands in a great hourglass that goes nowhere. It spills out into the void. You might as well let them be taken by Goy. As long as the betrayers are allowed to live, it's meaningless. So yes, I do what I do, and I will live with those burdens as long as I live. But at least I know what I have to do. And at this point, she'll kind of like lift your chin up again. Do you?
You know, you really should have talked to Randy.
Adara's pet? I've been on their leash before. I know what it's like. Is that what this is about? Your biding time? Waiting
No,
for
I
the
just think
champion to...
if he had just heard that you just everything you've told me, I think he would agree with you. He doesn't want to kill you.
She again kind of like pulls her legs up. I don't know what I've done to deserve that.
Really not that bad. He makes a real mean scramble. You know, I have seen the nothing before. I did die once. So I know you're not lying about that.
You did?
Would you be willing to explain this to the others? The long shot.
I don't owe them an explanation. I don't owe anyone an explanation. You truly think that companion of yours, the one bathed in his own almighty justice, so full of himself he can barely see beyond his own ego? What's stopping him from
He
saying
pissed
that?
off Adara so much that she was also trying to kill me. So
I'm not talking about him. The horn.
oh, I think honestly, I don't know. Dunk maybe. Dunk's a solid maybe. But I think Willem, if he knew the truth, he has a problem with authorities. So
I don't owe you anything. I don't owe them anything. You know what I need.
you owe us a slight amount because those statues were really fucked up, dude.
I'm sorry about that.
You got real crafty.
I needed to know what you were up to. They were only
You at
going.
least had a little bit of fun with those, though. You at least laughed a little bit, right?
I don't laugh anymore. I
All
haven't.
right, new goal.
I haven't laughed in 800 years.
Okay, we'll work on that. How about this?
Why are you doing this?
Because I don't want everyone to die. And you're extremely powerful.
So it's out of fear of me?
You're really scary.
That's it?
Do I have to have a reason for trying to help people? Because I've already been asked that today.
What did you just say?
What?
What did you just say?
I've already been asked why I'm trying to help
No,
people.
not that. Before that.
Do I need to have a reason?
To help people?
Yeah.
The spell will wear off in a day. She's gonna stand up and kind of start to collect her armor. Um, and as she does this, she kind of looks back at you. I mean it. You know what I need to know. I won't be this kind next time. And she will beat her wings and lift up off the ground.
Great. See you tomorrow morning. I'm gonna whistle and call Buster over and give him some good pats.
Laser Hawk, you watch as Buster eagerly races back into the wood, and you can hear your companion's whistle.
I will follow.
You see her kind of seated there on the stump, looking lachrymose.
Well, she didn't kill you.
No.
Would you say that was a productive meeting?
Yeah. Hey, Laser Hawk. How do you feel about killing God?
Can't say I've been too attached to him.
Huh.
And you can call me Scraft.
Okay. Let's head back. Might call it an early night.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
We head back.
All right. Is there anything either of you would like to do before getting a long rest in?
I do want to talk to El Rey.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to go talk to El Rey.
All right. As you return to the Marigold Estate, you find that Eliana and El Rey are in the dining room enjoying an evening cup of tea. Branwen, welcome home, Laserhawk. How was the day?
Better than most.
Yes, it's
The best I've had in a little while.
it is good to see you on your feet again, I suppose.
Yes. Can I speak? Can we speak to you privately for a moment?
Of course. Alien, we'll resume this conversation. And Brandon, you can make an insight check, though don't forget your disadvantage. Laserhawk, you can as well.
That's another natural 20.
Damn.
It's a natural 1.
Uh,
I got a 17.
Laserhawk,
is a
you're
gold
able
buster.
to see that she gets up rather quickly and does not make eye contact with either of you, and promptly leaves the room. And Elray kind of gestures to the seat across from them. How can I help you?
Look, first I would like to apologize for the amount of danger I've put Branwen in. It was never my intention.
It was a little bit
Uh,
your intention at the time.
well, it
Sorry,
was
I'll stop.
always my intention that she come home safely, which she did. Um, but she's done a lot for me. God knows why. Uh, and I've accomplished what I've come here to do. However, in order to do that,
You've caused a great deal of stir as well.
yeah, I have signed a kind of contract. Seemed a bit mystical, something with my blood. Uh,
Elra is so done with it.
it says that I'm to kill Thomas Blunt or my life is forfeit. Is there some way out of that? I really would rather not do that.
Why would you sign such a thing? Do you
Seemed the
have a
best course of
personal
action
wish
at
to
the time.
make things as difficult and challenging as possible?
I'm not one for making things easy for others, specifically.
What did it specifically say? That you had to kill the mayor of our town or your life is forfeit? Did it time bound it in any nature?
I didn't read that closely.
Terrific.
Can I roll history? I didn't read it at
You
all.
did not read it, yeah.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
Terrific. Well, occasionally what you can attempt to do is get by on the technicality of timing. Wait until the man is on his deathbed and deal the killing blow. That would assume that you don't die first. However, this was delivered to you by the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yes, terrific. It would stand to reason that there is some time-bound nature to it. You let him go through with this?
I was in the other room at this point.
Right, of course, you had been given up a second time. Laserhawk,
She gave herself up this time, to be fair.
Laserhawk, I am grateful for your contributions to the city, and I understand that you have lived a traumatic life, to say the least. It does not give you the right to use other people's lives as bargaining chips. That being Branwen, and that of a man that you barely understand and is indebted to.
You don't have to agree with what I've done.
And I certainly don't.
What if we killed him but not permanently?
Certainly, you could attempt to have that conversation with him. It is a meeting I could get you and be present for to further justify your actions to the greatest risk of my own reputation.
And
Barring that,
Laserhawk could.
or divine intervention, a
Ooh,
wish
don't talk
spell,
divine intervention. Hey,
you're fat out of luck.
If I were to not do this, is this a situation where I would just drop dead?
For the terms of the contract that I don't understand, it's very likely.
let's avoid that. Yeah. Say that the contract wasn't specific on who the mayor was. Could we get a temporary mayor?
So you'd rather kill a complete stranger? Brendan,
Not a
this
complete
seems
stranger.
unlikely.
Yeah, not a complete stranger.
Who then? The laws of governance, such as they are, is that the mayorship, chiefdom, regency, whatever the term is, it continues to change, passes to Blunt's son, or daughter, whichever is born first. So the answer to your question is not really, no. Barring
Okay.
his premature death when it passes to a provisional council, which is, I'm sure, what they are attempting to do. Provisional
Look,
council is easily bought, easily swayed.
So he can't like appoint a mayor for the day.
He cannot. I mean, he can do
Mm.
whatever he wants, but I would also find it very difficult to reason whether or not that they wouldn't say Mayor Thomas Blunt in the contract. It is very likely time bound. It is very likely him. But barring the fact that we haven't actually had the opportunity to read it, perhaps those of us with only one good eye do not take the time to do such things, we cannot properly opine on the situation.
look, if you can get us a meeting with Thomas Blunt tomorrow or, sometime in the next 8 weeks or so,
Wait, Laserhawk, you're apparently
6.
like the savior of the city. Can't you get like one?
I was planning on leveraging that.
You went
But
to
I'd rather.
all right, come back. It's not that bad of a plan.
I assume I,
All right,
I
no,
have not
go.
met him
Alright, are
face
you
to
mad at me?
face.
I'm sorry.
Alright, are you mad at me?
No, I'm not at all. I just needed to go to the kitchen to get some cookies. This is a very difficult conversation.
Are you mad at me?
Yeah.
Alright. Um. Yeah, Laserhawk, you probably don't need to, you know, risk Alray's reputation on this. You can risk your own.
That's fair enough, I suppose.
Theoretically, this could be e- easy.
I think I know how to swing this.
So what? You're going to tell
Okay.
the man that you're going to kill him, but don't worry, you're going to bring him right back?
Yeah.
Basically.
Branwen, you have a good thing going here. If this goes away, you lose this place, no doubt about it. All of us. Would aid and abet the attempted murder of a political figure.
I mean, I've done it once.
What?
Well, political
When?
figure, not an official political figure. We all got really. The last time we were here and then suddenly entered the Feywild, that was kind of the same situation in a way. But that kind of turned out okay. Um,
I look at Branwen and I go, I think I've got a plan this time.
oh no. Okay. Dish.
I think if we tell him, we say, hey, I accidentally signed this contract that says I have to kill you or else I'll die. And then we kill him and we bring him back to life with the guarantee that once I do that, uh, I'll stick around and be Drowood's personal sheriff, as you will, and I'll get rid of the Phoenix. I'll oust them from this town. Not a huge fan of them in the first place,
Neither am I.
but I don't think it would be. I think that might be a big enough thing for Thomas Blunt to perhaps let us kill him for only a moment.
Are you good at killing people really, really fast?
It's my specialty.
Awesome. Elray, please don't have an aneurysm about this.
Probably not. Good luck.
Speaking of aneurysms, I'm gonna have to head out to the lake for a bit.
What?
After we. Oh, I don't know how to explain this one. There may or may not be a scary dark god that's infected my brain and it's gonna make me go insane.
You fucking what?
Branwen, does this have to do with the Undercity that you told me about?
Yes, very much so.
I didn't know about this one, El Rey, I promise.
Dear Branwen, friend to friend, is the water over your head?
Has been for a while.
You do what you have to do. And I'll do whatever you need me to.
We'll be fine for a couple of days. Kind of got a temporary reprieve from it, but
All right. I'll go to town tomorrow and attempt to set the meeting for you.
unless unless Laserhawk is able to get it
I'll
himself.
put the word in that Lazer Hawk is requesting a meeting. It won't be my
Okay.
meeting, it'll be your meeting. I can't guarantee when it'll happen.
I appreciate that.
Try as I may. If she trusts you, I trust you. It's quite that simple.
Y'all are misplacing some things, it seems, but I thank you nonetheless.
All right. All right. Anything else you want to discuss with Elray or do before the night is done?
I think Branwen's gonna go to bed early because she'll be able to sleep.
Okay.
Before heading off, assuming Elray is already kind of gone to bed, before Branwen goes up to her bed as well, I'm just gonna look at her and I'm gonna be like, I don't get you.
Okay. You don't have to.
All right, good night.
I go to sleep. I go to go to sleep.
All
I'll go
right.
to sleep too.
Go sleep.
You both
Go
have
sleep that night.
dreamless slumbers. Bramwin, you definitely feel the most rested that you felt in some time. Stave off the exhaustion, and the time passes, and you awake the next morning. Um, you do have a note left from Elray that he has gone to town to attempt to uh, set the meeting. Is there anything that either of you would like to do in particular on this day?
I'm gonna tuck that note in with my other note.
Okay. Anything
I
that
think
you'd
I'm
like
just
to do for the day? I
gonna.
didn't. Sorry, I didn't hear you, Laserhawk.
That was the message that Nolan just said.
Unfortunately, it would make
No.
no sense whatsoever.
Um,
It's a past tense session, yeah.
I'm gonna do my morning scry.
Okay. She will roll. Oh, she rolled a nat 20. You
Silvery
Dang.
barbs.
do not. You don't see her. You have to have line of sight on her for silvery barbs. You do not find her on this morning.
Laserhawk, your brain would swear.
Um,
Um, go ahead, Laser.
in in like a locked room type situation.
He
He's
just
gonna
walks
knock
past in the
on.
morning, just like son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's gonna knock on your bedroom door.
Bedroom.
Bedroom.
They open it completely calm. What?
You ready?
Yes. Yeah, let's go kill a guy.
So, for the sake of time advancement, El Rey returns very quickly and tells you that you can't get on
Quickly.
Thomas Blunt's calendar until next week.
That's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, is there anything either of you would like to make sure gets done over the next week?
Um, I probably since we need to stay close, I probably am gonna set up a nice little campsite in the woods.
Okay.
Laserhawk is going to figure out how this blunderbuss works and perhaps get like gunpowder or supplies to get it to actually operate.
Yeah, can
Okay.
I also make an Arcana check to help him tinker with it
Sure. You can make an Arcana check to tinker with it.
with disadvantage?
24 hours has passed by the time that I would
Oh
say you're doing
no,
this. Yeah.
it's still bad. That's an A, and I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, it's a
Cena would love
completely
this.
novel piece of technology that you have yet to experience. Laserhawk, you find yourself going around town, and over the course of this week, and do get a fair amount of odd looks. People have definitely like word has definitely gotten around that you might have been involved in the Black Sun incident, and as you do make your way about town, people kind of stop and stare, or you catch the occasional whisper and as
Uh,
you make your way, oh, go ahead.
to one of these people, whoever kind of looks at me the longest, I suppose. I don't know. I'm gonna go up to him. I'm gonna be like,
Wait, do the thing from Top Gun where he clicks his teeth.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go up and I'm gonna say, "Hey, what's with the looks?
Nothing, nothing, Mr. Hawk, nothing at all.
Please don't lie to me. I don't like
I'm not
liars."
lying. I'm not no lies here at all. I was looking at that fruit stand over there. The 20% off bananas. Well, I gotta go check out that sale. Absolute pleasure. And they're gonna try to walk past you.
I step in front of them and I go, "You scared?
Oh God, yes.
I'm not gonna hurt you."
Okay.
All right, and I step out of the way, let him do his thing.
He hurriedly runs off. And as you're kind of like watching him run off, you hear a voice behind you say, they go, well, intimidating the locals. You're part of the Phoenix after all. And you turn
Uh,
and see Morgan standing there.
hmm, I wouldn't say that.
Well, evidently you've got a debt to settle. Uh,
Seems I do.
don't know much about it, but Flickr wanted me to let you know. TikTok.
It's getting done next week.
Next week. Well, I'll let them know. He'll stop for a moment. What is it you're doing for them?
What is it? I'm what?
What is it you're doing for them?
Doesn't seem to be any of your fucking business.
Seems like you know the code already. Good. Birds of a feather, they
You're
say.
you're one for not having much of a code, abandoning your people at the Marigold Estate.
I'll be back. I just figured best to lie low, given all the hubbub about town. Not really worth it to bring heat down on a good operation that we have going. So,
Sure.
sure.
Well,
He tips his
see you
hat.
around.
or not.
Take care, Hawk.
Laser Hawk.
Bless you, Morgan.
Alrighty. Over the course of the next, during your time about town, you're not able to find anyone that sells any gunpowder. You do pop into a couple of shops who say your best bet would to try Mercier, given that they're at the base of the path that Cottadine comes from, and that's where most of the dwarven markets are. And each time they say, you're like, yeah, duh. Um, but they're not familiar with anything that could theoretically be getting here.
Is that how far away is that?
That's several days as the crow flies.
Not happening then.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we do have Maple.
Yeah, it's true.
And one of us could get a piggyback ride from Seraphel.
It would be an easier trek from like the Ebon Lake, for instance. You could make that journey in a day.
I think I will. Can I? I guess I have time, don't I?
Yeah, you could certainly do it. You could go away for a couple days.
Yeah. As long as I have time to get there and back, I'm just gonna say, Branwen, I'm gonna go pick up some supplies from our friends the dwarves.
Wait,
Is it
what?
okay if I take Maple for a few days?
It would take you
Uh,
3 days there and back with Maple.
You gotta feed her. She gets so hungry.
I know how to take care of animals.
Anything happen if I'm taking Buster as collateral.
I can't allow that.
Is Buster gonna fly in with you on a griffin?
Yeah, we made a little sidecar for him, remember?
Fuck.
You can come with if you want.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, Branwen's coming too?
I guess.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll let I think Brandon probably kind of wants to stick around just to keep an eye on things.
Okay.
If anything happens to Maple, we'll skin you alive or something. I'll
Sure.
ask Seraphel or something to teach me how to skin someone alive because I don't know how to do that.
Sure. Maple will be fine.
Oh, she better be.
And
Or I'll kidnap your dog. He likes me now. Friend.
Buster's pretty friendly.
He's a good dog.
All right. Buster and Maple and Lazer Hawk take off. Branwen,
Wearing daggers at them.
You have started to camp outside from the house.
Yes.
Okay. Over the next couple of days, as you kind of made yourself a nice little camp outside on the periphery of the Marigold Estate, unfortunately, as promised, the effects of Seraphel's spell do wear off. And you find yourself, over the course of 2 nights that Laserhawk is gone, plagued by the nightmares, but they seem even more vivid. And each morning when you kind of wake up, you see Cena sitting at camp with you, and you kind of have to like, rub your eyes, and she's not there, and you immediately kind of grasp for the note once more. And on the third day, when you would expect Laserhawk to be returning, uh, you awake again from a nightmare. And this time, you do not feel the benefits of a long rest, and you incur a level of exhaustion. And again, you wake and you feel like you never even went to sleep. And a voice next to you, why did you leave me? And you look over and you see Cena sitting there at the campground. And you have to kind of have to blink to see if you unsee her. And you do. Only there is someone else sitting there. Nightmare's back again. As you see Seraphel seated there in her armor.
What do you think?
I told you it only lasts a day.
Following your advice, at least.
I see that.
I had a nice bed in there.
These will help. And she kind of like
Did a
goes over
bunch of
to
joint.
a stump, like a tree, like above where you set your camp. She starts to kind of like grind into it. She pulls a small dagger from her side, starts to kind of like grind into it, and she places a hand on it. And as she's doing it, you can watch her kind of twitch and grunt a little bit. And she goes, when she finishes and the runes grow faintly.
What was that?
They'll You'll still have the terrors, but they won't. You can tell the difference, and you should at least still be able to sleep the whole night. This these ward against his whispers. It's not going to do anything that's already been done to you.
Are you hurting yourself every time you do something like this?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
She kind of like spins the knife a little bit, taps it against her head. That fucking. You said something the other day. Some bullshit about not having to ask whether you should do a good thing or not. Help someone. Who told you to say that?
Nobody?
You really are just like that, aren't you?
Like who?
You're just like that. You're just a good person.
I wouldn't say that.
Fuck! She walks away and kind of like tosses her arms in the air. Is this what you do? You just like be fucking disgustingly nice to someone? Is that what you do? Is that like you understand? It's like the cruelest thing that you could do to someone because it's all a lie, right? It's all some farce. It's a means to an end. Again, right?
Are you that scared of having somebody be nice to you?
I'm not
You
scared.
want me to be mean to you?
No. I know I know what it's like to be lied to. Okay?
Thought you can tell when I'm lying.
That's good.
I want a clip of me and more like, yeah.
If this is all real, then why aren't you with her right now? Tell me why I'm supposed to believe that this isn't some grand ruse, as though it wasn't with her. Because you saw an opening. I know. I was there. You saw a vulnerability. You saw a chance to steal her away from me.
I saw a good person in a shit situation.
So did I.
And what did you do about it? You just did the same exact thing that people did to you.
I made her stronger.
Could have done it somehow. So just any other way.
I have to answer to you. I don't have to explain myself to you. I'm helping you. Why can't you see it my way? I've been trying to tell you. If you would just listen to me, Nerida. They'll. And she just takes off.
Oh. Oh. Uh. Brandon's just gonna sit there at her little camp. Try to message Cena a couple more times. Get no response.
Unfortunately, the calls go unanswered.
I'm gonna cast sending to Cena instead. Which can no, I'm metagaming. I can't do that.
Okay.
All right, I just do. Just from my little stone.
Okay. Unfortunately, you receive no response. Lazer Hawk. After a few days' journey, you do arrive in the city of Mercier. Uh, how much do you want to RP this, or do you just want to be like, I bought stuff?
I don't care. You can hand wave it. That's fine. I just want the gun.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm gonna give this guy stuff. Give me a gun.
It's cool, man.
So you do fly to the city of Mercier. You find a small dwarven blacksmith that you are familiar with, and he does lead you down a
Like
handful
a
of
small dwarven blacksmith because he's a dwarf.
exactly. And he leads you down a bit of on a bit of a wild goose chase to kind of the underbelly of Mercier, kind of not a black market, but it's a darker side of the city where people don't tend to go, and it is where you go and drop huge sums of gold on things that you currently have in your possession. And they are able to sell you 12 rounds of shot and enough of the black powder to accompany that. And it would cost you 450 gold. And I would
You
say
say that like
from
it's a
your
big
What if I
number.
just had
contracts,
that?
you do have that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I remember we have no money because it got spent all on a Chili's.
Yeah. Um, and you return back and find your companion Branwen chilling in the woods as she does.
What are the what's the stats on this blunderbuss here?
Oh, I'll send it to you.
$6 of damage.
$6 of damage.
Where's Maple?
She's right here.
He looks
Literally
underfed.
behind me.
He looks underfed.
Trust me, I've been feeding her more than I would a normal griffin.
Have you been feeding her people food?
I sneak her a steak every once in a while, yeah.
No, if that's me. People food.
Like popcorn.
Yeah.
I didn't find any popcorn on my journey.
Insight. Has he been feeding her people food? I trust you.
I feed animals what they need. It is literally a, a big part of my skill set.
It is a 2D. I'll send it to you afterwards, but I always forget that it'll screw up all the cameras if I
2D.
switch. It's 2d6 piercing damage, or you can hold it with two hands and do 2d8 damage. It has the capacity.
Wait.
Why would I not do that?
Yeah,
Wait.
I don't listen. I didn't write these. The set is
Fair
very
enough.
good as a whole, um, and it's technically called a Highland pistol. And it does
You
take
have
an
to give it to
action.
Evan,
It
not
does
Dunk. Evan.
take an action to load it. So you can technically only attack with it if you have two attacks. You can attack with it once, um, and it can only hold one shot at a time. But it has a range of 120 feet.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's rad, but not as good as my crossbow.
Yeah, it's you notice like it's not. It's a very primitive weapon. It is not
could
quite.
I could I perhaps like just keep it loaded so I could use it
Yeah,
once at the beginning of a
That's
combat?
so. You better put that safety on, bub.
yeah, 100%.
Okay. It's yeah. Okay. Cool.
And misfires could be possible.
Sure.
Alrighty. Okay. Unless there's anything else that either of you would like to do in the days leading up to your meeting.
No, sir.
Okay.
I spy on Seraphel twice a day, but I don't have to say anything most of the time.
Okay. Inevitably, you find your way into town to head to the Grand Hall, which you know is at the center of the market square. It is a bit like a sentinel of industry, ambition. It's a great tall building in a sprawling cityscape of wood and ramshackle tenement homes and but proper brick buildings that are starting to sprout up. It is like ultimately a living legacy of the town's history. As you approach, the silhouette of the familiar clock tower stretches into the sky, and you can start to hear the dong, dong of your 10 a.m. meeting. Its colossal face adorned with very nice gilded numerals that glint in the sunlight. You step into an intricately carved like under an intricately carved archway into the lobby, where everything smells very like kind of varnished wood, machine oil, and you look up and you can see that the lobby goes. It gives you a full view of a winding staircase that leads up to the clock, which is currently like because of where it is positioned is now pulling on a bell to ring, and you kind of get a glimpse of the very intricate metalwork and gear system that powers this particular clock. As you step deeper into the hall, everything is paneled in very dark oak, polished to a shine. There's a couple of like a handful of very nice warm chandeliers, but the tall windows on either side of the hall let in quite a bit of natural light. There is a grand staircase that sweeps upward, fitted with brass railings that are shaped like clockwork gears, very similar to those that hold up and prop up the clock itself. There is a reception desk with a curved counter of mahogany and brass, behind which a dainty human woman with two men sitting behind her, scrawling away. They're with their backs to you. She has her like kind of like she's down, like looking into a book.
Howdy. Laser Hawk for +1 for Thomas Blunt.
She's like, sign the book, and she puts up a book on the counter for you to write your names in. She goes, Laser Hawk, you said? Laser Hawk. She just kind of starts
First
to.
name Laser Hawk, last name none of your goddamn business.
Um, she hesitates
Such
for
a
a.
long name.
She hesitates for a moment. Sir, we do not appreciate prank. Mr. Gumption, I apologize. Um, and she goes, yes, Scraft Gumption and guest expected in the office of Tommy. You are running late, my friends. His office is the third floor, as high as you can go. Two double doors, and please knock before entering. His secretary will let you in.
Got it. As we go up, I turn to Branwen and I go, "You never want to be on time for a negotiation."
I've been early to all of my negotiations.
Probably why you're not very good at it.
Fair.
I think Brandon actually does laugh at that.
As you get up to the third floor, you find that all of the gears from the tower kind of come in here, and they're like rotating these large brass cylinders, which you get the sense are more like to be imposing and grand in nature. Like they're meant to give a sense of grandness to the hall itself, and you're not sure if they serve any particular purpose. There is a small writing desk adjacent to two large double doors, behind which a very dainty gnome sits. And there's like a huge booster seat that gets her up to the height of the writing desk, as though this desk has changed, but or the desk hasn't changed, but the person operating it has. Yes, Brandon.
Can it be like a really small lifeguard chair?
Yes, it is exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, and she is writing away, and she's, hello there. Are you Mr. Gumption and guest for a meeting with Mayor Blunt at 10 a.m. promptly?
Yes.
Well, go on in. He is expecting you. Best not to keep him waiting.
I go in and don't knock.
Okay. The room is, especially Bramwin, by the standards of the staterooms that you've seen in your time, is actually like very plain. You get the sense that Blunt has kept things pretty minimal, put the money into the city, and kept his affairs fairly straight and narrow. There are two bookshelves on either side, most of them filled, like one filled with books, the other crisscross, keeping scrolls, all of which seem to be written in his hand. And there is a small Resolute desk at the far end. It resembles the Resolute desk.
The Resolute
It's
desk?
not the Resolute, but it certainly looks like it. Um, and he is seated behind it. And Laserhawk, you don't know what the Resolute desk is?
You don't know the Resolute desk?
I've never heard of this.
The Resolute desk
You've
is the
never seen
desk in the
National Treasure?
Oval Office the president sits at. It
Oh.
was made from the timbers of the HMS Resolute, which was a ship lost in an Arctic expedition searching for the Northwest Passage.
Okay, you know
U.S.
too much.
U.S. fishermen found the ship, sent it back to England, and as a thank you present to President Harrison, had the desk commissioned and sent back over.
Are those the exact lines from National Treasure?
No, but I have to confirm that it was President Harrison. There are two of them. One in the.
Okay, these have to be the exact lines from
God
National
damn
Treasure.
it! It wasn't Harrison. It was Hayes. It was gifted from Queen
Were those the
Victoria to
exact lines
President
from
Hayes.
National Treasure?
No, but I can do the Library of Congress scene.
Okay. Delicious gems and jellies?
Yep. They're all saying the same thing. Listen to Riley. Anyway. I
saw this movie once when I was like 10.
Oh, I've seen that
It
movie
wasn't your, like,
an
regular
absurd
Nick
amount of
Campbell
times.
movie night movie?
What?
What were we doing?
I've seen
Yeah.
movies.
So behind the Resolute desk lookalike is Thomas Blood. His like very curly ginger hair is pulled back into something of a man bun. And he's got it like pulled back, a couple of coils kind of dangle in front of him. He looks, make a perception check, the two of you.
That is a 15.
25.
Both of you can see that he seems pretty tired. He's got some bags under his eyes, and as you kind of like walk in, he's got his head in his hands, and he's running his finger along a pretty thick scroll that he has in front of him, and he looks up as the door enters. And he stands and fixes his hair, brushes himself off, and extends a hand to you, Lazer Hawk.
Howdy, and I shake his hand.
I must admit, I was very surprised to hear of your coming. Um, of course, we owe you a great debt. I am always pleased to meet with someone of your caliber. And if you'll excuse me just one moment, and he opens up a drawer in the desk and pulls out a coin purse and looks up at Branwen and kind of like jingles it and tosses it to you.
Oh my god.
Holy
Is this
shit.
the first thing we've ever done?
An unpaid debt you never arrived to collect.
Oh my god.
50
How much
gold,
money is in there?
I believe, as promised. I'm sorry,
Shit, lunch
we
is on
don't
me.
we don't do interest here if you choose not to collect.
That's don't worry about it. Lunch is on me.
Okay,
Oh
then.
my
Pay
god.
That's
attention.
so funny.
But I must admit, I was surprised to get the request. One, Lady Branwen, to see you once more. And Lazer Hawk, I always assumed, well, I didn't assume, you told me that government is, how did you say it? You put it so eloquently. Oh, yes, a piece of shit wasted everyone's time when I awarded you your Medal of Honor. So I must admit that I was a bit surprised to get the request to meet.
Yes, well, look,
I'm
has something been troubling you, Mayor?
What's
You
not
look a little.
What's not to trouble me? I have a criminal enterprise on the rise, traders who wish for reduced tariffs, a city across the bay who is threatening us every day with trade embargoes, streets littered with the impoverished, and a city on the brink of a class war. Yes, I have some things on my mind.
I come to you today with a bit of an offer. I can take one of those things off your plate.
The job's not up for debate, sale, if that's what you're here for.
You wouldn't want to see the Phoenix put into the ground.
That is a very lofty statement for someone who I hear has had recent dealings with what's her Flicker, and as I understand it, caused a bit of a stir at the Black Sun the other night. Given your history, I've decided to not pursue any charges. Are you here to tell me I should think differently?
I'm here to tell you that me working with them is more or less just an unlucky draw. I had a thing I needed to do, and I accomplished it. My work is done, but unfortunately, it's left another loose end.
Your work killing in some amount of blood Ragnar Robert?
Yeah, bastard killed my wife.
Yes, well, as I understand it, we could link him to at least 6 or 7 murders in the last year or so. So, once again, you've done us a great service. But if you've come for a payment, I'm afraid I'm fresh out. And he kind of gestures to Brandon. Listen, I took this meeting as a courtesy. Uh, I have, I barely have enough time to take a crap, let alone think about whatever it is that you're here to talk to me about.
I'm telling you, I'll kill them all. I'll get rid of your Phoenix problem.
Surely the state does not condone mass murder.
Well, we don't have to call it that. I could just don't even know that we met. They don't have to know that we met.
What's in it for you?
This is where you're going to have to keep an open mind.
and just hear him
So,
out.
He looks at you, Brandon, like, Go on.
The Phoenix had been planning on killing you for a while now. They were going to have Ragnar Robert do it. Lucky for you, he's not around anymore.
Make
Unlucky for
a
you.
perception check.
Okay.
Oh my god, he's standing behind you.
21.
You do see his hand kind of like drift down, like just he places it on the desk,
Okay.
and you sense like a bit of a hitch in his breath.
Okay. Unlucky for you. I kind of had to promise to take over his gig in order to get a meeting with him. But
I
here's
press
the
this
thing.
button, and the entire room fills with cards. And he like puts his hand underneath his, like he kind of like curls it around the lip of his desk.
I'm not here to kill you in cold blood.
Make a persuasion check
I'm
with
so
advantage
bad at
because
it.
Bramlin
Can
is there.
Brandon help me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can do so with advantage because Bramlin is there.
Inspiration. Inspiration. You got this, boyo.
What do I get for inspo?
A D8.
D8. Dang. Ooh. With advantage and inspo, that's going to be a 26.
Okay. He lifts his hand off of the desk. You have 1 minute.
Right. The contract that I signed was magically bound. I had no intention of actually fulfilling the act.
But you were willing to
But
bargain with my life.
I had to do what I had to do.
Go on.
I have recently come across. I've grown in my abilities, and I'm able to bring people back from the dead once they die. If I don't fulfill this action, I will die. My proposal, which I know is unsightly, is to kill you here and now and bring you back to life immediately. And in return, I will be your covert sheriff. I'll get rid of the Phoenix. I'll make sure that they never fucking show their ugly faces around town again. And I'll snuff out any new thing that comes up here. And I'll keep this place crime free.
Um,
You know I have the skills to do it.
yeah, you can see there's a bit of like a hitch. What happened to Lazer Hawk works alone, and what happened to government is a piece of shit waste of time.
Well, I still believe both of those things.
But you're willing to do this is
Ad-
retribution for your decision to put my life on the line?
Admittedly, I am not the biggest fan of the Phoenix as well. They've wronged me several times in the past couple of weeks.
And you are on board with this?
What'd you say?
And you are on board with this? He's looking at Brandon now.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say it wasn't at least a little bit my idea, but I
And
think this is the best course of action.
Elric secured you this meeting. He
I was
believes that
surprised
you
too.
should kill me. And I'm just supposed to trust that you're going to bring me right back. So that
There are
I get your
several
guaranteed
people.
services.
That's right. There's several people here telling you that I'm to be trusted right now. People that you've trusted in the past.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Inspiration.
Hey, yeah, you got this. You got this.
16.
I want all three of them alive. There will be a trial. It'll be a spectacle. Bigger than Blackwood's. All three of them alive. Public, Sheriff. You'll wear a badge. I need someone strong by my side.
God damn it. Deal.
How will you do it?
Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet.
No, I mean it.
How would you like
What
it
would-
to be done?
As quick as possible. I don't want to know I'm dead.
I go in and immediately slit his throat.
Unfortunately, that's not very
I'm
quick.
just
Yeah,
like, no, that really isn't, dude.
You cut the.
No,
Oh,
it's just
well, okay. Then I do my
okay,
crossbow thing.
crossbow to the eyeball.
Yeah. I crossbow him straight in the face.
Basically, like, he puts his hand out to shake on the deal, and you immediately, like, right up into his face, and as you just watch as his eyes widen and his pupils dilate as he looks up at it, and the bolt and the body, like, is descending to the ground.
Can I catch him before he hits the floor?
Make a dexterity check.
I'm pretty dexterous. Quite dexterous. That's an 18.
Yes, you are able to whoop. Basically, like, one hand goes out, supports his head, the other one cups around his waist. To
I got him.
keep
I got him.
I'm going to.
I can get this just in case.
All right, I've never done this before, but it feels right that I do it.
And I go up to my pull the bolt out.
Blood
and
is shooting out everywhere.
Yeah,
I
it's covering me.
I cover the hole.
And I kind of just put my hands on him and I start shaking him and I cast Revivify. That's an easy one to stutter on.
Wait, I've got. I make sure he's dead first, and then I'm like,
yes.
go.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yes.
I'm bolt out also.
You yank the bolt out. Blood sprays out. You basically like blink for just a second as like it sprays out all over your face. Branwen clamps her hand over it, and you start shaking his head. He goes, "I agree." And he kind of like sees the blood, like pulls. Jesus.
I'm casting Cure Wounds. I'm casting Cure Wounds.
You fucking did it already?
Easy as pie.
Yeah, I saw nothing. It was
Not very exciting out there.
nothing.
Welcome to club.
Put me down. Put me down.
Gently lay him down.
He sits down in his chair. Thank you. He takes out a napkin from his back pocket and just like starts like.
You gotta be good at your job to kill a man and have him thank you.
Get the fuck out of here. I will be in touch.
Can do. You'll see results in a few months or so.
And I leave, and the person outside, I'm gonna just say,
Don't mind the blood. Sorry about that.
Yeah, she like kind of, oh, Mr. Blunt, and she runs in. And he goes, "It's fine. Get me one. No wine. Get me wine." Is the last thing that you hear as you make your way back down the staircase.
I'm gonna linger for a second and just say, I've been there too. So if you need someone to have a drink about it with, you know where to find me usually, or come to the lake.
Thank you.
Give him an awkward pat on his head, and I leave.
Yeah, you leave. Sorry, every once in a while, for whatever reason, I can hear the speaker on buses because there's a stop right outside, and it always sounds like the adults at Charlie Brown.
Oh my god,
Uh,
is that what Laserhawk was hearing Branwen say?
yeah, kind of. Yeah, you guys leave the Trowood Great Hall behind, and yeah, so it has now officially been 4 weeks, a full month, since you returned to the material plane.
Okay.
Hey, how do we know that worked?
I
You want
guess
me
we
to
don't.
I can message somebody?
Who would you message in this scenario?
Who'd you sign the document in
That
front of?
that was with Flickr.
All right.
Uh,
Probably a bad idea. I kept sending. Hey girl, hey. Can you check on the status of that contract that our good friend Lazer Hawk signed? Please and thank you.
Branwen, you receive no reply. But Laserhawk, in the back of your mind, you hear, "Well done, Dollface! Job well done."
Not
I
We'll
can
be,
responding.
respond.
Is that bad?
we'll be in touch.
I can respond.
Yes.
um, not if I find you first.
You receive no response.
Hey, Laser Hawk.
Yeah.
Can't fucking believe that worked.
Honestly, that was a bit of a long shot. I'm surprised it worked as well. But
You make an insight, a general wisdom check, both of you.
30-20.
These are
18.
people used to dealing with much what you might define as like lower level folks. It's like when you play a video game and you go back to the starter village.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're dummies and idiots.
Yep. Pretty much.
We do a good.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Where to,
Okay,
you
I'm gonna
two?
go.
I will find these guys, but I got time.
Yeah, I should go. Should go back to the lake. We should tell Elray first that it was successful and that he's alive.
For sure. I'm sure he'll be happy to know that his trust was well placed. For once.
And maybe to send along a. Maybe we should get him like a. Maybe I'll spend this 50 gold on like a gift basket. Send him or something.
Sure. Couldn't hurt. What is Elray? Does he have any hobbies or?
Well, I was gonna send Thomas Blunt one. You know the guy we just killed. We
Sure.
could get Elray a gift basket. He likes fancy pajamas.
He does. He really does.
He really likes fancy pajamas. Anytime I message him, I'm like, "What you wearing?" And he says, "Lavender pajamas."
Insert X really nice robes here. All right.
Yeah.
You all
Okay.
head
Yeah.
back.
We send like a really good fruit basket to Thomas Blunt. Smart condolence, and we pick up a nice robe for Elray.
Fantasy edible arrangements, fedible arrangements.
Yeah, but it has a little sad face like, "Get well soon, our
Sorry,
condolence."
we killed you.
Yeah, the pineapple is shaped like with two bananas on the
The
outside.
shrug emoji.
Yeah. You all reconnect with Elray, and so you're going to be heading to the Ebon Lake.
Mhm.
What do you
Alright.
exactly intend to get accomplished there?
Not infect everybody else with a evil god parasite,
Sure. No, yeah, that sounds
and also maybe do some renovations. You know anything about carpentry?
not a single goddamn thing.
Well, neither do I.
You did build your own house.
I did build my not a single goddamn thing. I did I
That house sucks.
I did build my own house though.
Oh, okay, so okay, cool. Um, yeah, I'm gonna head over there once we talk to Elray.
That sounds good.
Maybe I'll invite him to come hang out.
Alright.
If you're really worried about infecting your friends, would El Rey want to be someone that you'd want to be around?
Well, I would go like sleep in the woods or something.
Sure.
You return to the Marigold Estate, and it's late enough in the day that Elray has returned as well. And you find him kind of in the library, kind of like head down in a book, kind of like rubbing his temple.
All right, it's us.
Berman, make a perception check.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 Chris, don't do this to me. That's a 15.
No.
Elray has developed some bags under his eyes, as though he is not sleeping well.
Oh, that's bad. You've destroyed Steph. You've made her so sad.
Oh, I'm sorry you caught me drifting. You're both here, so I can only assume that it went well.
It went swimmingly. Um,
Good. Good.
appreciate your advice in getting me the meeting. I
Of
continue
course.
to appreciate acts of kindness from y'all, and I don't. Thank you.
Well, if I'm being honest, you continue to think that you are undeserving of them, and yet you continue to do things that are unbecoming your nature. Perhaps we are all not products of our circumstances.
Perhaps.
If anything, I'm glad that Branwen is not alone here. Are you all right, dear? You seem distant.
You look tired.
Yes, I haven't been sleeping well the past couple of nights. It's nothing.
Just go give him a hug.
Oh, thank you. Well, what's next for you all? You've been made yourselves quite busy this first month back. It's almost like you never left.
We got you some rope.
Oh, much too kind. This is exactly what I need for a good night's rest.
Have you been having nightmares, Elray?
Uh, no, I just my meditations get interrupted. They're just old memories.
I got an 18 on insight.
He's not telling the whole truth. And
I
you
could
can
do that,
also
though.
read that he knows why. It's nothing rare. And we'll figure it out. We always have.
I'm going to the lake and you should come with.
Uh, what? Whatever you say.
Okay, we should head out.
Branwen, I meant it when I said it. You're the greatest thing we've lost. And I mean it now, too. Don't blame yourself.
If I had just listened to her earlier, then this wouldn't be happening.
Listen to who?
We can talk about that later. We should go.
All right. I can get us there now.
Can you bring Maple? Can you also bring Maple? We need
Yeah,
to bring Maple.
we'll just head outside. And he walks you outside, and Laserhawk, you become quite used to it. He does this little like kind of hand motion, like a door opening, chants a few words under his
Like Naruto or something. They do that in Naruto, right?
bit like that, and then he kind of like opens it up so that the pathway opens it up in front of you, and you can see the gentle waters of the convergence of the Conways and Mercier rivers. That's not what they're called, but that's what I remember them at this
It's
current
the
juncture.
rivers. Yeah, the rivers that are over there.
Yeah.
We all know what they're called.
And he gestures you to go forward.
I go in.
Okay. So I'll say we can do the next, like, you're advancing a couple of weeks. Like, I'd like you to kind of get to the conversation. So what would you like to be doing at the Ebon Lake over the next couple of weeks?
They use bothering Sarah. And working on patching the roof so that
Throughout.
it doesn't leak anymore.
Okay.
Laserhawk is putting his whole Lazoc into this. Like
Oh.
it, like he's working harder than he has for anybody in a long time.
And
Ever,
now that
maybe.
Elray's there, it's literally the end of the epilogue of Red Dead Redemption. Wait, Laserhawk hasn't played yet, so we won't talk about it. Wait. Don't, no spoilies. No spoilies.
Build a little house
Uh,
together.
and the three of you basically like spend your days like Elray uses like his like more telekinetic magic to like kind of lift heavy stones up and start to patch the roof and build and shore up the walls. Unfortunately, two things over the course of the next couple of weeks. Um, Elray and Branwen, you both have struggle with the nightmares and the terrors, and you find yourself both having incurred a level of exhaustion, having not really able to accomplish a full night's sleep. Um, Laserhawk, you occasionally catch them both in the murmurs and the whispers. Um, Branwen, you also are frequently unable to identify where Seraphel is. When you do, you often find her back on the shoreline, overlooking that town, and she never acknowledges you.
Hey Sarah. Hey Seraphel. Hey Seraphel. What's brown and sticky? Dick.
She does not answer you.
Damn it.
Every day she tells a different joke and tries to get her to laugh again.
That's Brandon's new goal.
Over the course of those weeks, you are able to build the Ebon Lake up to a pretty suitable keep. You're able to patch the hole in the ceiling. You install new sconces that keep the interior well lit, clean up and chimney sweep the hearth to make sure that it's safe to use and not a threat of carbon monoxide poisoning, which you should be doing every 12 to 18 months if you maintain a fireplace of your own. And always make sure the chute is open if you close it down for the summer months when you reopen it in the winter. Um,
Yes,
The
yes, we all know this.
Yep.
Thank you, thank you.
You also managed to build something of like a small, not an outhouse per se, but kind of like a hunting cabin where Laser Hawk tends to stay.
And
It's
Gunthorium is there.
and Gunthorium is there. So Laserhawk left one
My
day
elderly
uh,
horse.
on his own and brought back Gunthorium. Branwen, he gave you a of recognition, having remembered you from those 2 years prior. And on one of the later days, while you all are kind of working away, and like things have gotten pretty well put together, Laserhawk is in the midst of moving a table on the ground floor when you finally hear a voice through the sending stone. And unfortunately, get a fair amount of unfortunate news. Um, for those of you watching at home, you can tune into episode 83 to learn more about what happened. But suffice to say, it is revealed to you that unfortunately, Cena has not awoken from a coma of sorts that she was placed into by Seraphel's wounds. Further still, while Dunk and Willem returned to Hylasera, in possession of the Rhinebound Stone, they found Randy dead. And the clerics of Dara unable to call upon their magic to revive him. And none could think of a reasonable explanation for what happened to him. And you left the conversation knowing that they would be coming to you and to expect them and the delivery of their bodies in the next couple of days.
I am gonna just go outside and walk to the center of the lake.
Uh,
Laserhawk's gonna follow her, but like just kind of hold on. I know this is a random moment, but
well,
he's gonna
Laserhawk,
cast.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
No, no, no.
He's gonna cast Water Walk and kind of follow her into the middle and just what's going on.
Well, Laserhawk, you are baffled to see that Branwen walks upon the water without seemingly casting any spell.
Fair
And
enough.
like she like gets a few steps out, and you rush out and kind of slosh about in the water, and like cast the spell upon yourself and follow after her.
I'm not gonna answer him. I'm just gonna keep walking to the very center of the lake. And then I don't think it'll do anything, but I'm gonna pull out Randy's white feather and I'm gonna try to scry.
Unfortunately, while you concentrate on the feather and let the spell overtake you, a soft tune play in the back of your mind, familiar but distant somehow. You find yourself unable to locate your companion.
I'm gonna hold Cena's note and I'm gonna cast sending. Not using uh the stone that I know that she doesn't have, knowing that it can transcend planes at least. I'm just gonna say, hey girl, hey, and probably nothing else.
You receive no response.
Uh, I'm gonna. I know what happened to Randy pretty much, right?
You have a guess.
I'm gonna cast Scrying again on Seraphel.
Okay. She has to roll. Shit you not, another nat 20.
Oh, Chris, please,
Damn.
silvery barbs.
Unfortunately, that does not
I
work.
try again. I try again. I
You
don't
have.
care
You,
if
I
it's
believe you have
can't.
to wait.
I don't care. I'm trying again. I'm gonna. You know what? I'll cast sending instead.
Okay.
Hey, girl. Hey, I'm in.
We received no response. Until. Where are you?
Sending again. That son of a bitch. uh, the lake.
Laserhawk, what are you doing?
I'm just standing a few feet away, doing nothing.
The vibes are weird with Bran.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I'll just. What's going on?
Brandy's dead.
Oh, um, I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna start walking back to the lake or back to the keep.
Yeah, Laserhawk will follow.
It's also a really big lake, so we've been walking a while. Dude.
Yeah. By the time you get back to the keep, night has fallen, and you kind of find yourself on the shores. Your cabin, Laserhawk, off to the side. The keep up there. It's more of a lean-to.
Um,
Just pacing.
do you know how it happened?
From what I can tell, and I can't really see it on the other way. Idara. So we're gonna kill her.
Yeah, Laserhawk grins. He goes, "Well, you helped me with my petty revenge." And he takes his crossbow and goes, "I'll help you with yours."
Okay, well we don't need the crossbow quite.
Well, it'd be very cool if I did this, though.
I really want this to happen in the action movie where they're like, "You got my Glock," and they're like, "Not now."
That's exactly what happened.
Okay, okay. Oh god, this is gonna go so poorly.
How hard can it be to kill a god?
No, that's not the hard part. The hard part is convincing.
As you two are standing there, the light of the moon, the only fixture in the sky, blacks out for just a moment. And you hear the familiar and then heavy footfalls of boots. I had hoped you would see my line of thinking. What happened?
She killed Randy.
The bitch queen?
Yeah. What did you do to Cena?
What do you mean?
She hasn't woke up. You wake her up from whatever you did to her, and I'll help you.
Leave us.
Laser just keeps getting punted out of the room. He stays.
Fine. I didn't do anything to her. I stabbed her a lot, but you saw that happen. He sent her back. Wait. He's dead?
He's dead, yes.
Where's the body?
Other plane. They're bringing him back.
I can fix that.
Oh, yeah.
She steps close to you immediately. She places her hand on your shoulder, gently and kindly, and lowers herself down to your ear. I can't promise you anything, Cena. I don't. She's strong.
You can promise me that you will do whatever you have to make it right with her. Whether she accepts it or not. That's her choice.
Is that what it'll take?
Yes.
Do you trust me?
For some reason, yes.
Where's the tomb of Alari?
You bring him back first, and then I'll tell you.
Why did you seek me out? Why not him?
Him?
No, Randy.
He had other things to do. That's the only one that you couldn't kill.
Are you afraid?
Most of the time.
You should be. Please give us a minute.
All right. And I walk on out of there.
She forcefully kind of guides you further away from the keep, towards the edge of the forest. You don't have to tell me anything right now, but you will answer everything else I ask. Is this a trap? Your friends, they're not coming here to stop me, to kill me.
I can't guarantee what they're going to do. I'll try to smooth it over with them the best I can, but God knows that they're not going to explain that. They're not going to listen to me. They never have. So you might have to explain yourself, but I'll do whatever I can to make them listen.
And when the time comes they turn their blades against me, you're on their side.
I don't think so.
Make an insight check. At disadvantage. Because you have exhaustion.
That's so bad. Da, 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 still bad. That's a 10.
And the girl, Cena, she's not responding. She's what?
She won't look up.
Do you love her?
Yes.
I'll do what I can. Place looks good.
It's mostly Elray. And also Laser Hawk, he did build a house and another house on top of this house. But Elray can lift really big things with magic. And float Laser Hawk up on top of the roof. You should probably meet him at some point.
Yes. You've noticed I haven't exactly been present with you lately.
Yeah, I keep telling you all my best jokes.
They're awful. I've constantly told you you're not a threat. I have never had a moment where I was as weak as I was. With you the other day. In 800 years. I'm putting my faith in you. Don't make me regret it.
I'll try.
And she will place her thumb on your forehead. Do you
Wee!
do you want another?
That would be actually. You should meet Elray.
Would you? Not tonight.
Yes, then please.
And she will start focusing. You can see the strain that it places upon her, and make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, that's a that's so bad. That's a 5. She's gonna meet Elray now.
Thinking about something.
Oh,
As you're screaming, she'll kind of like grip the side of your face. It's not as like rough or gruff as it was previously. And she'll look at you, and you can see the strain um, on her own face. And make an insight check without disadvantage.
without disadvantage?
Yes, because it's fairly clear.
Is
It
it?
is,
That's an 8. It's not clear, man. It's not clear.
yeah, you just kind of stare into her eyes in the pain, and she kind of like nods back and forth, and then when she doesn't receive anything, she just proceeds to cover your mouth to cover the scream, and then sternly walks away as you feel the peace take over your mind.
It's not clear, man.
And yeah, you can
I
rest
rolled
easy.
so poorly. Yeah, I rolled a 4.
You go to bed. She leaves. And as you lay your head to the pillow, knowing at the very least that you will experience a dreamless slumber this evening, you linger on a question that she seemed to be asking with her eyes, but you couldn't be
That I
certain
didn't
of.
get.
And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh, what was it?
And we thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Nat20Hot. And we hope you all have, if depending on when you're watching this, have a great Thanksgiving, had a great Thanksgiving, have a very merry, happy holiday season. And if you find it in your hearts and in your minds and in your wallets on what is going to be a wonderful Giving Tuesday, do make a contribution to our Extra Life team page. All of the money goes towards funding critical and life-saving care for children who need it. Extra Life is a wonderful charity. We've been working with them for over almost 2 years now, and have raised close to $1,000. Actually, I think we've exceeded our $1,000 mark. So our viewers and us have put a lot of great money into a very good cause. So thank you all again for tuning in, and we will see you all real soon.
Boy.
Bye.